and we are going to touch a very sophisticated topic, very important topic, a crucial topic, which is named as FI monitors. Can anybody let me know what is the purpose of monitor? Very easy, right?
Monitoring the traffic.
Monitoring the traffic. Okay. What else?
Monitoring if the servers are still
monitoring
responsive.
on nodes. If the node is down, the traffic can be shifted to other nodes.
So maybe we can say monitors are there to determine the two things. One thing is availability, and second thing, performance. Okay. So the very first thing is availability. It will check availability of backend device, either the server, either the link, either the service is up or no. So monitor, health monitor will check the availability of your service. Are you getting my point? Second thing, we will gonna talk about the performance. If the performance is degraded, load is excessive, even then big IP can redirect the traffic from one resource to the another resource. And when you apply a health monitor, okay, because today's topic is health monitor, so we are checking the health of which resource? The backend resource. Okay. So when you apply a health monitor, it will keep on sending some probes. Because all of you are here from the networking background, you are aware whenever we run some of the like dynamic protocol, let us say OSPF, EIGRP, LEAP, whatever. Okay. What they used to do, they used to send some packets. Mainly we used to say hello packet, right? What are those? Those are probes. They used to send hello with each other. Okay, are you live? Are you live? Are you live? Right? Same concept we can think about maybe with respect to the F5 networks. So when we are using F5 device, okay, there is something named as health monitors. And this health monitor will keep on checking the backend device availability, the very first thing. Second thing, it will also check the performance of backend, pool member, pool, node, whatever, probably that would be, during the class, you will come to know like where we can apply it and how we need to apply it, what sort of cautions we need to use, where not to apply it, what kind of types of health monitors are. There are a lot of things, but as an overview, okay, if you see, this is how health monitor works, and this is how these are important for our environment. Any doubts so far from anybody?
No, please continue.
Sure. Now, as I told you that there is some probes which it will send, there is some interval also, okay, the concepts, but that concept we will gonna talk later on. First, let me tell you that on which type of resource you may apply it. You can apply it on nodes, which generally we don't do. Why? I will be gonna talk about that later on. You can apply a health monitor on the pools, and but obvious, if you are putting it on a pool, all the pool member will inherit on the same inherit from the same pool. Okay, all pool member will inherit. Else you can apply it on the specific pool members also. It means on one pool member, one kind of health monitor, on second pool member, second health monitor. It might also work. Okay, usually it doesn't, but it is one of the way you can configure it. So this is the thing where we can apply, and I would be touching this part later on about this in our topic. Okay, when we are touching the last part of our health monitor, probably I will come to it at that time, and I will show you practically, okay, how you can apply and what sort of cautions we need to use. But the more interesting, if I will talk about for the theory part, is the type of health monitor. So we can have multiple type. Okay, I would be gonna touch a couple of the type which are maximum used in the industry. One of them is the address check. Second one of them is service check. Third one is the content check. So these are the three types depending upon what kind of monitoring you are doing. You are doing a very simple monitoring. Let us say now let's talk about the very first address check. This is your FI. There is a, just for the simplicity sake, I am creating one server only. There is a server, okay, and F5 is sending probes. And but obviously the server has to reply. If 3 times probe send by default, okay, and there is no answer, after 1 more second, it will make it as down. That is a standard thing like your EIGRP and other protocols follow. Okay, so 3 times in the interval, whatever interval of the probes are, probably again I would be going to talk about that later on. But for the timing, you just think that it is sending some probes, and if there is no reply, it will make down. Very simple. Now, address check, what I was saying, is the simplest form of the monitoring. Simplest form. And as it is saying, it is only checking the address, which means, let us say it is 1.1.1.1. F5 will do maybe some sort of ping. Okay, one of the example, like it is just checking the ping service, either you are up or not. Okay, so that is very simplest form named as address check. So when you are applying ICMP health monitor, it means you are using a health monitor which is address check, and it is very simplest form of health monitor. Second, you are not only checking address, but this time you are checking service also. What happens? Let us say, let me dub this diagram and create again. So again, the same thing, same thing. So address check is clear to everybody. Any doubt to anyone? No?
Yeah.
Now let us come to the second, service check. What happened? It is FI device. It has to monitor one of the backend pool member. And let us say this node is having multiple service running. Maybe it is running the HTTP service, maybe the FTP service, and maybe the TFTP or SSH, whatever, SSH service. Multiple services are running. Let us say in our first case, when you are pinging 1.1.1.1, and due to some reason this response is not coming, all the service will be down, okay, which is not good. Let us say the services are responding, but ping is not responding, then what? Okay, it is very common scenarios because ping not allowed always in the DMZ, right? So if somebody by mistake at very first time uses the ICMP kind of thing on a node and the ping is not allowed, all the services will be showing down. Okay, so ports should be open first. First thing, you need to check the port. And how you can check? Go to the CLI, okay, and just simply from the CLI try to ping it first before applying the health monitor. Okay, in the F5 CLI you can run the ping command. Okay, it will work. Now, what I was saying about the service check health monitor. This service check health monitor will listen on a specific port, on a specific service. It can be 80, it can be 22, it can be 23, it can be whatever, 443 or whatever. But this time you are monitoring the application interacting with the server, maybe with some more, deeper command. Let me give you an example. Probably you can just think about TCP. Okay, so there are two services running, TCP and UDP. UDP is down, okay, when it check, but when it send the TCP handshake, it is up. So in the same node, one service may be down, one service can be up. Okay, that kind of solution is pretty much possible. So what is TCP handshake? The SYN packet, the SYNAC, and the ACK. That is what, right? Now, when F5 send the traffic, let us say F5 is sending the traffic and server is sending this. These two packets are more than enough. And in monitor, there is one monitor available, that is TCP half check. Okay, so that half check means what? That you have very simple monitor you are applying over here, TCP half open. Okay, TCP half open. And by this mean, even you are getting that, okay, either TCP services are running or not. The third packet need not to send because it is useless. Okay, why F5 is sending the acknowledgement again to the server? Server is not monitoring. Who is monitoring? F5 is monitoring. Anyhow, in service check health monitor, how anybody ask?
So F5 will not send the final acknowledgement?
If you are using TCP half open, yes. Because this is what is the purpose? Purpose is only monitoring. Okay, it's not the connection. When it will build the connection, the TCP three-way handshake will done. But here the monitors are used to send only two packets. Two packets are enough.
Yeah, but if we make it very frequent, so aren't we utilizing the server's resources because it's waiting for the final acknowledgement?
I said you can use one of this. Okay, you can use full handshake also. You can use half open also. Howsoever, in your environment, you feel like you can use that part. And you are very much correct. In that case, maybe server can send again and again reset packet, or it can ask for the same packet.
So normally what do we do? Do we do it half open or?
I just tell you that there is an option. Okay.
Okay.
It is an option, and there are multiple options actually, but I would be keep on telling you, like ICMP, there is one more option named as gateway ICMP. Okay, so that is nothing. That is a simple monitoring only. That technically both are same, gateway ICMP and ICMP. The thing is that when you are applying it on the like this monitor on the node, we used to say it as gateway ICMP. Yes, Shatu.
Right.
So let's say on the server, like you have like SSH and HTTP server you are running and you are doing like a service check. So you are going to send like two TCP sync packet from the F5 because both will be destined to different port numbers.
Your voice is very low. Can you please come closer to the mic?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, better. You are on mute.
This HTTP. No, I'm not
Okay.
mute. Can you hear me?
Yes. Now
I
again,
will be sending.
Uh-huh.
1 second.
Okay. Anyone else has any other question?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, so I'm saying like from the F5 side, I will be sending like a 2 sync packet, one for the SSH and one for the HTTP.
That question you keep in your pocket for some time, because I need to tell at the time like where we are applying it, and then you will understand this. So if we are applying
Okay.
it on different pools, then answer is yes. But if we are applying on not, answer is no. But keep it for some time. Okay, it will get clear.
Okay.
Any other question from anyone else? Okay. So again, if this fails, if there is no response, it will mark it, the backend node or the pool member as offline. The last one, the content check. Let us talk about the same. Again, we have F5. We have node. F5 is sending probes and response should be come. But this time it is more advanced. Okay, you can see like address check, very basic, service check, some moderate. This is more advanced. Okay, content based. Now, how you use the content based health monitor? In content based health monitor, let us say on your application you are having an application xyz.com. Okay, so whenever a user come, it just interact with xyz.com, and on the welcoming page or on the index page there is a welcome message that welcome, it is xyz.com. Just for the scenario sake I am trying to explain you. Okay, now I as an administrator will say that okay, our website has a welcome message. I need to track this message, not only that my 80 service is up or no, not only that my 443 services is up or no, but I also wanted to check that this message is appearing on. So in this case, it will not only check the service 80, it will not check the service 443, but it will send a command and it will try to see that, okay, either I am receiving this particular string or no. If this string is received, it will make it as up. If this string is not there, it will make it as down. Making sense? Yes or no?
So is this
One
a
more
kind
time.
of a security kind of thing?
Which
Or
kind
just the
of thing?
content based forwarding?
Yeah, content based. No, your question is not clear. Can you repeat?
Is it content based in or is it like an added security feature?
So it is only the health monitor. And in health monitor, you are probably checking with respect to your website, either it is up or no, and either the content which should be served to the client is getting served properly or not. Let us say your website got hacked. This xyz.com got hacked. And instead of welcome to xyz.com, there is a message which is coming hacked. In that case also, F5 Health Monitor is not receiving the welcome xyz.com. It will make your website as down. So despite of the customer, the client is watching out that that application is hacked or something, it will be down. Okay.
So it's like it will check the entire web page or just for a particular string?
Particular string in this case. But
So
let us say You wanted to check a lot of things. Okay, there is some requirement. Then there can be some help basis of scripts. So multiple of the scripts can be run and multiple of the content can be checked over there. That possibility also you can use in the scripted health monitor, but for the same yes.
Sorry, can we have please example for a real example for content check?
Example?
Yeah.
Okay.
Script is a forthright or it's part of content check?
Sorry.
Scripts monitor is a part of content check or it is different?
It is a different one.
Okay.
Okay. So first thing, scripted is different, not the content check. Okay, content check is the different one. Scripted health monitor is different one. Now, let me share a slide with you guys. Probably you can, get it much from there. I just created, a slide for you guys as different topics I used to show you. So you can see F5 is monitoring, and if something is down, it is making it as red. About the colors, do not worry. I would be teaching you what are the significant of the colors. Okay, for now, leave it as is. So health monitor, we will be gonna talk about that. What is the health monitor? We already talked about what is the response within interval. Maybe I will talk about the interval thing and the response timing thing in some time. Resource, I talked about. Types, I talked about. Yeah, here. You can see that in this particular slide, we have one FI device which is monitoring the address check health monitor, right? And in this address check health monitor, we are checking a specific address, and which is 172.16.21 this. And since you are checking this particular address, all the service running on it will get impacted if this address is down. Okay, very basic what we talked about. Let us say it is just asking, and there is no response. It will make whole node as offline, and all these service will become offline. Very simple one, address health check monitor. We already talked about. The example is ICMP. Then service check. CCNA Act, or maybe the TCP halfway you are applying, but it determines the service. If specific service is down, okay, let us say the TCP service is down for 443, you are applying it. Rest of them will be up. Okay, and the one of the possibilities you are using different health monitors here. So you can have more granularity, and you can use like different services on different pool member. Service check health monitor. So in this case, it is not only checking IP, but it is also checking the port. Determine the availability. If no response, mark offline, and you can see offline is showing as like red, and available is showing as green. Rest of the color I would be gonna talk about. Then, okay, example is your like this TCP. Okay, give me a minute, please.
We can't hear your voice.
I think he's gone. Like giving him a minute, like event. He's not
Yeah. Sorry, there wasn't some important point. Okay. So service check we were talking about. It is done. Last, the content health monitor. In the content health monitor, it will open a connection to the pool member. It will send some command. It will examine the response and it will close the connection. If everything is available, it is showing green. Okay. And here it is determining that appropriate content is being served or no. Okay. If again, the content is not there, in that case, it will mark as down. So it is sending HTTP GET and response and analyzing that response also. Okay. So that is how your content check health monitor will work. Any doubt to anybody? So your example is HTTP health monitor here. So HTTP health monitor would be your content check health monitor. Now,
So in the service check, if I'm having like a UDP service, so it will just send like a normal UDP probes.
yes, you need to use UDP as in your basic health monitor, and you can use that. So what happened is, in your F5, when you talk about iRule later on, we will talk about the profiles. Okay, later on, SSL profile and other profile, persistent profile, whatever profile. Okay, and all the objects. What happened is you have some basic thing already there, which comes in your box. Okay, you can say them as base. So there are base health monitors already there, but please don't use them. Okay, it is applicable for everything. Either it is profile, either it is iRule. The rule is same for everything, every configuration object. Now let me tell you the reason why. Because if you make the changes in the default setting, and these default settings are getting utilized on, let us say, 10 of the interfaces, okay, all those interfaces will get impacted. So what happened? What is the ideal scenario? Create the custom thing, means replicate from the parent. You can say that these are the parent, okay? Replicate from the parent, make a child, and use this child on your virtual server. By this way, if you are making any change with respect to this customer, it will be limited to this customer only. But if you make any change on the parent, and there are different customers which are using this health monitor or profile or iRule, whatever, all of them will get impacted. So this first thing is clear to everybody, that you need not to use the parent one. Okay, you need to create a custom. That is the reason the custom word here residing. So go to the local traffic, go to the monitors, click on the create button, use one of them, which is the base. Okay, use one of them. You can use like HTTP, you can use whatever, DNS or probably whatever. So in this example, we are watching out the parent health monitor is HTTP. Now give this name depending upon the naming convention of your project or of your company, wherever you work. It can be HTTP monitor only. It can be HTTP monitor. Let us say this is for XYZ customer, XYZ customer. You are creating one more health monitor. Okay. And this is for ABC customer. You can just use ABC. Depends what kind of naming convention you want to use them, but use it very properly. Okay. Later on, if you will use just A, B, C, just like the names, I am just giving a very bad example, but here, let us say if you are just using such kind of names, you cannot track. During the troubleshooting, it is very hard for you guys. Even it doesn't look good, right? So you should be very cautious about the choice of the names. Type, whatever type you wanted to use, depending upon this, a parent health monitor will appear. For this thing, we will be gonna talk later on. But that is the thing, how you need to be using health monitor. I am giving one more example here. Okay, then we would be gonna talk about each and every these options. Okay, I will be explaining. But for now, I wanted to give you the example of the content check health monitor. So we are sending a by default string. This simply means there is an index.html file on your Apache server or whatever. Okay, and it is responding with your home page. And on the home page, there can be something. This page is serving from server 1, server 2, server 3, blah, 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 or there can be a number of other things. We are capturing a string, which is
There is no sound.
There is no?
Now I can hear you.
Okay, Shark, maybe problem is for you. Okay, so please check your internet connection. So if you see, there is server 1, there is server 2, there is server 3. And what we are saying to our health monitor, that you should expect a receiving string as server 1, 2, 3. It can be either 1, it can be 2, or it can be 3. So Moaz, what you were asking is here with the proper slides. I hope you are getting it.
Yeah, good thing.
Now, it will check server 1, server 2, or server 3 is coming or not. If these things are coming, the end resource will be up. Okay, but let me give you an example. One of you guys is aware about these kind of health monitors, and you applied it. You leave the organization, and now one more person come who is like handling this new environment, and server 4 is added later on. Will this server will come up ever? No. Why? Because the response from this server will be the page is shown from server 4. And in receive string, we have from 1 to 3. This will always be down. Your health monitor will make it down. And troubleshooting person maybe can do like with respect to either the port is open or no, either the server is up or no, what kind of service we are running. But if somebody is not taking full attention to the health monitor, which health monitor I am applying, who is the one which is making it down? In the logs, simply it can show you that health monitor is making it is down. How to see the logs? I will tell you later on. Okay, not the current class topic, but in the logs, it will show you. But if your troubleshooting approach is not good, you cannot able to find out why this server is not coming up. So in that case, what we need to do, we need to make it as 4. Any doubt from anybody? Please ask.
This get // is some Linux command or is related to F5?
Yeah, so these are your like HTML things. Okay, HTML has get method if you are aware. Okay, and these commands are getting formed like where your files residing. If your file is the root file, this specific string will be by default there. You need not to maybe modify it. But let us say if path is somewhere else, then you need to ask from your application team, buddy, where is your path? Give me this proper, create this string and give it to me, or give the everything to me probably, and this can be formed.
This server 123 which is written in the receive string, this is or this is and means it should receive response from all the server.
If it would be end, then there is no option. Will be down. Everything would be down. No. So it is.
But this is so if you said like you add like server number 4, so why
Mhm.
this monitor was down? Because from server 1 or 2 or 3 they will be responding, right?
You are not getting the point. I said it will be down only for that particular server.
Only for that particular server. Okay.
Not for this. They will work as is, but the new server would make as down because
Got it.
neither 1 is there, neither 2 is there, neither 3.
So square bracket means 1, 2, 3, or like whatever is between 1, 2, that number.
Whatever. Yes. Yes. If there is a common thing, maybe you can just say the server. Okay.
Where are we calling the syntax server from? I mean
From the index file. Whatever application is hosted, okay, in the index.html, let us say, or maybe any page you can check, any path you can check, depending upon your website. But you should be aware about the website in that, like scenario. If you are implementing an address check, probably you should be aware about what you need to check. What is the receive string? Now, if you see here and check the monitor timers, by default, the interval time, the probing time, the hello timer, maybe you can say of your EIGRP. Okay, it is 5 seconds. Timeout is 3 into the interval plus 1. So it is 16. So let us say in your server, you wanted to make it very fast. You are making it is 2 seconds. Then your timeout should be 2 into 3 plus 1. That is 6 plus 1 equal to 7 seconds.
why that addition 1 second?
It is a like rule from the F5, you can say. Timeout is 3 into the interval plus 1.
I mean, is it a rule or recommendation?
Recommendation you can say. You can use any probably, but the recommendation. Okay. Let's talk about this HTTP health monitor. In this HTTP health monitor, you can see there are multiple of the parameters. All of them are very important. Okay. We have talked about the interval. We have talked about the time. These two already done. Now let me talk about the third one, which is time until up. For talking about this, you should be aware that whenever there is like okay, let me use my whiteboard. There is a Fi device. It is monitoring a back end node. It is sending a request. Response is coming. It is making it as green. Okay. Again, it is sending the request. Response is coming. It is making it as green. Sending the request, no response, request, no response, request, no response. And after 1 second, it will make it as down. And it will keep on sending the request after the regular interval. Let us say after some time, the response comes. It will make it as again green. Then and there. accept. So when response will come, it will make it as green. Okay, at the same time. But the thing is, let us say this server is using an ICMP. It is sending the response and you make it up. But the services are yet to be up. It is not up yet. So we can say, wait for some time. Though your response is coming, but wait for some time. And that is your time until up. So you can just use maybe 2 seconds, 5 seconds, depending upon what you want to use. Then there is one more thing named as manual resume, which is bit like same example if I will give you that request is sent, response is coming. Again, it is sending the request, no response, and it will make it as down after 3 + 1. Okay. But it will keep on sending the request that either you are up. Let us say it come up. Okay. And we don't want to make it as green. We will say that, okay, though it is up, but we know there is an activity is going on and they can bring it down again. And I don't want, or maybe it is fluctuating link and I don't want to make it as up for the time being till the issue is resolved. I can just tick mark this manual resume, which means monitor is up. Monitor is saying that it is available, but it is waiting for us, for administrator to make it as up. Any doubt?
How it will be manually made up?
How?
How it will resume, like you have to manually how it will resume.
Question is not clear.
Now, how we will now it will not resume automatically, correct? When the server is up.
It will not make it as up. Things will be automatic. It will not make it as up till we tell.
Yeah, how will we tell to the monitor that it is up?
Your question is not clear, Nisa.
How we will tell as an administrator, how we will tell the health monitor now the server is up, because you said we will.
That I will tell you in the practical. I will show. Don't worry. That I will show. Now, this part done, this part done, this part done, this part done. Send string. The string what you need to send to the website. By default, this is the string, and 90% the same string will work. But if the path is changed, if the like string need to be sent with some different methods, with different protocols, you can modify it. Okay, so that you can change. Send string means sending to the website. Receive string means receiving from the website. If you wanted to check a particular content, like I was showing you, server 1 or server 2 or server 3, whatever. So if you wanted to receive something and you wanted to compare it, either the same content is coming there or no, bit like a authentication or a challenge or a handshake. In that case, you can use receive string as well. Receive disable string is bit like very opposite to the receive string. So let us say if your website is sending a string, let us say your website is sending a string hag. In that case, make it as down. So receive string means if this string comes, make it as up. In this means if it is there, make it as down. Okay, just opposite to the receive string. Username password is the for the authentication. If you have your server thing, okay, you can use for the authentication. Reverse, very awkward. I don't know why this feature is there, but if you will create the reverse here up, this part will not be shown to you, but the receive string will act as the receive disable string. It will reverse the thing. I don't know why it is there, and even you don't need to use it. Transparent, very important. I will be gonna come to the transparent in a moment, but before that, just check the upper part. Is there anything? Any question?
What was that send string? Can you repeat it? Send string?
Which one?
The send string. So we are sending some content to the website.
Sends. Yes. We are just sending some content. Here you can see that we are requesting for the yeah. So here you can see we are requesting for the get page.
And what is that R and N return?
These are the maybe you can say the enter and the these are the API things. Okay, by the HTTP API you are getting a page.
Okay.
By default it would be there in your like.
If we are not using the content checker, so in that case we don't want to use the send
No,
string, right?
you don't. No, you need not to use.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's come to the transparent, which is again an important one. I'm just giving an example. Okay. Maybe then hypothetical example. This is an FI device. You need to monitor a server. But this server has the dependency on another server. As an server team or server application owner, I am saying you can monitor me, but if this is down, my services should be also down. In this case, there is a way that F5 will monitor this server, which is not directly associated to the F5, but network connectivity should be through. So F5 is monitoring server 2. And if server 2 is down, it is making server 1 as down. Bit like maybe, what was that? IPSLA. You monitor something, let us say 8.8.8.8. If this is reachable, your interface is up. Otherwise, you make your interface as down. Remember? The same way, here we are using named as transparent. So if you need to use something like that, you will click over here as the transparent. You can give which address you wanted to use, which port you wanted to use. And depending upon that, it would be taking the decision on the pool member. Yes, no.
So this transparent is not a part of our pool member, right? It is something different.
This is something different. It can be a public thing. Okay. It can be anything actually.
So it will just ping that IP address, and if it is down, it will make the server also down.
Yes. 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 So that is how. Okay, one more thing I wanted to show you. Okay. Let me show you this before going to the directly to the practical. Let me show you this. Now let's talk about the colors. I was telling you that there are some colors. Okay. Now let us speak about that. So the two colors I hope clear to everybody, which is green. Green means available. If something is down, it is offline, which is red. Okay. So these are two things which should not be having any issue from anyone. If you have, you can ask. But let me talk about something different, which is blue. Blue scare. If you check this blue scare, it is saying unknown, which comes in two scenarios. F5, there is a server and you just put the health monitor. So health monitor you applied, but the response is not came yet. So it will say you unknown, means response is awaited. Second, you didn't apply health monitor. Since you didn't apply the health monitor, it will say unknown forever, because it is not aware. What is the status? Unknown. So unknown, two conditions I talked about. Any doubt?
If the response is not coming, so it should come red, right?
Let me tell again. F5 node, you just applied it, response not received, which means 16 second is not passed currently. You just applied it. Okay. So after 16 seconds, the response can be up or down. But till then, it is unknown. Okay.
And this mandatory, the health monitor should be applied to a node.
Ideally, yes. On the node,
It be like a node, sorry, not.
okay. On the node is a trickier question.
Case.
On the node is a trickier question.
Normally, in a pool, on the pool.
Okay.
Because if you are not applying,
if you will ask like this, health monitor should be applied or no, I will say yes, for sure. By that way, you can check either your application is up or no. Otherwise, it is acting as a typical load balancer, that it is not checking the end, status of end services, but just it is sending the traffic from one place to the another. Okay. Now, I was talking about the colors. So this done, this done, this done. Whenever black color come, black means manual. Means someone is doing manually. It's not done by your health monitor automatically thing. It is your team who does it. Okay. So let us say if black is there, then it can be one of the two. Either it can be circle, either it can be diamond. Circle means someone disabled it. Diamond means someone offline it. There is a very simple difference among them that I will be gonna clear in some time. Okay. For now, just you think black means manual. Okay. Then I would be gonna talk about it. First, let us check this yellow triangle. Yellow triangle means enabled but unavailable. When it comes, let us say this is your server. This is your FI device. FI device is sending probes. It is replying the probes. That is fine. But server capacity is of 1 lakh connection and that capacity is full. Though it is responding, but the capacity is full. So it will say, bro, I am up, but out of capacity. It will make it as yellow. Yellow means it is up, but for now I need not to send any traffic because it is full of capacity. Any doubt?
So this
In the
yellow
black
color,
color, you said that we need to do manual disable or manual offline. So what to disable and offline? The pool member or the health monitor?
That we will talk. That will,
Okay.
because I explicitly leave that part, and the reason is I wanted to show you practically. But rest of the colors, any doubt?
yeah.
Anybody?
So this yellow color, will it work in case of address check? Because in case of address check, we are only giving connectivity. We are only checking connectivity. Only if we are doing service check that we will have a response of a yellow check or yellow color, right? I mean that response or that status will be shown only for yellow color. Sorry, only for service check. Because if we are doing address check, like you said, it's just a ping and we are getting a response. So even in that case, will it check if the server is full, or I don't know if my question is clear.
Yes. So how to check that? Probably that is a different story. Okay. So do not get confused it with the service check, address check, and blah blah blah. Okay. But you just think that when we are checking the like performance as well, in that case, if it is not well, capacity is not completely full, in that case, it will be showing as yellow.
Okay.
Okay. But what kind of type, that is a different story. Which I will be going to explain here in the lab. Because something you will not understand theoretically. That is the reason I keep on put it on pending. I hope everybody of you are on lab part, right? If no, kindly start it. If you have any questions, probably you can just reach us. Okay. But it is very vital to do the lab. And lab resource you will not get again. Okay. It would be what to say, like it is something which you need to pay again if you are using the lab after the course. You are having the limited time, whatever time probably it is provided to you. So better you use the lab within that time. Okay. So one good news, our license is not there. So let me do the license part quickly. Checking for the keys. Give me a minute. And I hope you guys are aware, right? How to do this. Yes or no? In our first class, I showed you.
Yeah, you did, but it's been a long time, so most of us forgot.
Okay.
If you can
Let's
go
say we
simply through
have
it one.
purchased
So
the
you need
license,
to
let's
just
say,
put
for
the base registration key. Okay. And after putting the base registration key, click on next. It will create something named as dossier, which is a combination of your base registration key and your device configuration. You need to put that dossier, copy that dossier from here, Control A, Control C, open this licensing server, which is a public website, enter your dossier here, click on next. There would be EULA and user license agreement. By default, you have to accept it. So So accept it and click on next. And if everything is fine, a license would be provided. Copy this license, paste this license over here, make next. And if everything is fine, it will boot up with the new license. So you can see it is just taking into the like new license is loading up. Okay. So once the device is read licensed, it will boot up with the new thing, probably will restart the daemons and everything from the scratch. So you need to wait for 4 or 5 minutes. Okay. Provisioning already we did in our class, and provisioning is the second thing what you need to do after the licensing part is done. So in our case, provisioning already there. Maybe we need not required provisioning, but licensing was one thing which was missing, and we did it.
In the production, if our license has expired, let's say we purchase a license for 1 year, 2 years. So once the license expires, so LTE, this FI will not process any traffic then?
Nothing,
Will we put
nothing.
in-
No. Everything is
There is
the
no like a buffer.
everything is the cost here. So
No, like there is some buffer days, like 1 week, it will give us a time, or immediately it will be stopped.
So there would be a message get appear in front of you before some days. Your license is about to expire. Your license is about to expire, and your configuration will be your traffic will be no longer pursued. So this message will appear everywhere on your GUI, on your CLI. Okay, so don't worry, they will remind you. See, to check the logs, we can just use this command tail -f and where log LTM. That I wanted to go into the directory of where and their log and their LTM. By this, probably it is bit like the console messages of your Cisco. Okay, you can see that different things are keep on going. And you see this, it is green. Okay, virtual server is green, services up. Who are checking this? The health monitor. Can you see this? Monitor status up. Huh? Pool monitor status up. Right? So health monitor is doing it from the background. Okay, we can see it is now up. Let us go here. Go to the local traffic virtual server. There are a couple of virtual servers already there. Maybe except one. Delete them all. Okay. So it is showing you disconnected. And the reason is in my previous class, I created a HA. Let me break that HA. Okay, just allow me a minute. Let me bring it to the base configuration. We will do this part again in our lab. If you see, it is standalone. Okay. Here also, it is standalone. We'll do this part later on, not now. So you can see this, the status. Status is green. Network map is something that it will appear everything as a map. So if I will clear network map, you can see there is a map which is showing I have an HTTP virtual server. There is an I rule which is applied there. Let me remove the I rule as well. Again, my previous classes. Okay. So network map is something which is showing what is your virtual server, what is your pool, how many pool members you have. So I have only one pool. Let me use the pool HTTP, which has 3 members, and check the network map again. Okay, perfect. So you guys can see, if I have multiple of the virtual server, all the virtual servers will appear like that. If I need to go to this pool, I can click here. Okay. Maybe, let me show you. So this is the single one. So I can just navigate anywhere, okay, from the same way. But the thing is, we wanted to talk about the health monitors today, and you can see everything is up. So everything you can see is up. If you go to this pool, there is a health monitor, which is HTTP by default health monitor we are using. But as I told you, we can create a HTTP for demo. Select what is your HTTP, what is your maybe base health monitor. I am saying HTTP, and you guys can see this get string is automatically there, username, password, everything is there. Probably I need not to make any change. I am just clicking finished, and you can see one health monitor is showing. Go to the pool. Health monitor always applied on the pool, okay, or pool member or node, not on the virtual server. So whatever pool you wanted to go, just remove this health monitor and apply the health monitor what you wanted to have, and just update. This is what I was telling you at that time, Shahrukh. What it is showing you? Unknown. So either service check is not enabled or the service results are not available yet. So if you just refresh it, after some time it would be up, available. Go to the network map, see everything is up, happy. Let me create one more virtual server for the SSH. Maybe SSH virtual server. Use some IP 10.10.20.22. Port number is 22. And leave everything as is, automap, and the default pool is SSH. Finished. And if I will go to this pool, SSH pool should have health monitor already. You can see I applied a TCP. That is fine. If I will go to the network map, you can see this. I am showing now to virtual server. So if are many, there would be many. Is this part clear to everybody? Yes or no? Blue and green is clear to everybody in the practical. Now let us say if you wanted to make this pool member down, go to this pool member. How to go to the pool member? Select the pool, go to the pool, whatever pool you wanted to select, go to the members, whatever pool. Click here. There are 2 options. One is disable, one is offline. I am making it as disabled. I am making it as offline. So I am just 2 options I wanted to utilize. I am just trying to show you both. Go to the network map and you can see that these 2 members are offline and disabled for one pool. But for another pool, the same pool, the same nodes are up. Is it fine? Now, this thing I done manually. One is disabled, one is offline. The difference between disable and offline, probably I will cover it tomorrow, because I need to talk about one more thing, for the same. So I will cover it tomorrow. But for now, you can just think that manually we are doing both of these things. Either it is offline, either it is disabled. Okay, when to do offline, when to do disable, why offline, why disable, which one should be done? Again, I will cover tomorrow. So far, Any doubt to anyone, please ask.
So remember in that when we are configuring monitor, there was the option to like disable like or we have enabled that we'll manually make it up. So in this case, it will be black or something or
No, that part is not done yet. We will do tomorrow.
okay.
Okay. We haven't completed the complete lab.
Oh, okay. This might
Lab, yeah, lab is pending. Okay, but I just try to show as much as possible. But it's all right. Tomorrow we will continue with this, and then we will touch the next topic. Okay. So for now we are good to wrap it up. Probably tomorrow I would be gonna show you all the other practicals. Okay.
okay.
We'll meet you soon. Those who are coming for the ASM. Okay. Those who are in the LTM will meet you tomorrow. Bye. Take care.